How good do you think second in form Arnautovic is? Find out coming next. So to start off this review, we're going to look at some basic information, then we're going to go into the price and the attributes, and then we're going to go into the overall review of the card, so stay tuned, we're going to get in it. So, going into the basic information, we've got 6'4", second in form, 86 rated Arnautovic. It is a mouthful, and he is decent. So, high medium work rates, right footed, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Overall, card looking appearance wise, very nice. I find this a lot with this card, and every FIFA it seems that he has the same. I know last FIFA and the FIFA before that he did have a couple of informs, but mainly at the left mid role, so I'm absolutely stoked that this card has gone into their striker role. Because you've got on the basic information of him, you've got 83 pace, 86 shooting, 82 passing, 86 dribbling, 85 physical and 50 defending. So you just look at that card and to be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. And to be honest as well, I couldn't find a huge amount of faults with it. So the price you're looking at, I think off release he was around about 100k. I think he was extinct for the very first day. Then he kind of went to about 110, but right this second he is chilling around about the 73.5k mode. So it's not terrible for a card this good. I think 73k is definitely worth it, and if I was investing in this card, I'd definitely say go do it, because realistically, for a BPL striker, especially in the 86 rated, and I believe they're still in packs until Wednesday, I really can't see it like this going down anymore. I can only see this going up by at least say 10 to 20k when he comes out of pack, so I'd say definitely get your hands on one of them. So we're going to move over into the attributes, and this is where it gets pretty nice. So on the pace, we obviously have 83 overall. We have an 86 sprint speed with a 79 acceleration. So the acceleration is not the greatest, but to be honest, he still seems relatively fast. Obviously, he's going to have a bit of lag behind him. He's not quite 90 pace, so don't expect him to be the next Neymar, Mbappe, Usain Bolt. You don't know. People are like that. So he is decent though with that. Looking at his shooting, he's got 88 attacking position, 84 finishing, 91 shot power, 81 long shots, 86 volleys, and 83 penalties. Personally, for this card, I just love that tad little bit more long shot, and this card will be an incredible centre forward. You put him on edge of the box, and you've got a 91 shot power, and then the long shots maybe at 90. Jeez, it's going in. Because he's a very powerful player, and that is what I kind of like with him. He reminds me very much of the kind of Lukaku role, or even the Zlatan. Not the flashback Zlatan, because that's just an absolute warrior. But if you have this guy shooting, pretty sure it will go in pretty much most places. Even with that long shot being 81, I still think he's got an absolute rocket on him. So we go into the passing, he's got 82 overall, it's 82 vision, 85 crossing, 83 short pass, and then and 84 curve, and the rest are below 80. So, again, decent stats. I think it's a show throughout them that it's some of them are very high, like obviously his shooting, well actually really half of his stats are really good. The passing's probably one of the lower ones, as well as pace, and then defending doesn't really count, but the other three are absolutely steaming. So we go into the dribbling. He's obviously got an 86 overall, only 74 agility and 70 balance, but then we hit the 81 reactions, the 89 ball control, the 88 dribbling, and an 84 composure. So that's where I really like this card, is with his dribbling. I think most definitely he's got very comfortable on the ball. You know, if he's got the ball, he's gonna keep it. And realistically, with him, you want to be the kind of, I don't have him as the kind of get behind. I have him as a target man, where I want the ball in his feet. I want him to pass it. I want to get on that wing, and then I want to cross it back into him, because that's the kind of guy he is. He's got the physicality of it. Obviously, he's got 87 strength, 88 aggression, only 70 jumping, which is very concerning because he surely has more. But then he does have an 81 stamina. So realistically, this card has some very, very nice stats, and for a 73k price range, I really couldn't complain with that. Personally, I have him untradeable just because I got him in a BPL SBC throughout this week doing Team of the Years, so I was absolutely buzzing when that popped up, just because I thought it's a card that I'm gonna use more than often. Like, I have a lot of strikers, and I like to change them, vary them up, just so I don't get in that zone with one striker. Like with Aubameyang, I've played 200 plus matches with him, and I like to change it now and then. And knowing that I've got him untradeable is always better. So, what do I think of this card? Well, personally, I think the major strengths that I've got down for this card is the fact that his shooting is very good. I think that's something that you take from this card. He has actually got a really nice shot on him, and that's really hard to find in this game. Apart from buying the £1,000,000 players, you've got very few that are under 100k that realistically have a nice shot on them. That's just general. Then I think the other strength that I've got for him is actually his strength. With 87 strength and 88 aggression, I find that he bullies people off the ball, and again in FIFA, that is the one thing that I hate with all these little players and these not strength orientated players, is they just get pushed off so easily. And I agree, that is the whole mentality of strength. If you've got Company, Vertonghen, Outerworld, Ramos, Varane, Van Dijk, all of them, if you're running next to him, he's going to knock you over, whereas this player, he's going to turn around and headbutt you, because his strength is absolutely beasting and feasting. Take that from someone. Name in the comment section below if you know who that is. Yeah, I really like that strength, and that is something that I really like from this card. So I've only picked 2 strengths because realistically everything else is pretty average. Like, I could say his pace is alright, I could say his dribbling's okay, which it is obviously, but I want to pick out his main attributes, what you want from this card. And then the weakness for this card, I literally was thinking for about a good 15 minutes, what don't I like about this card so he's not a 10 out of 10, because he's not a 10 out of 10. And the only one I could come up with, and realistically it is a bit of a cop-out, and I know this, is the fact that he is only 86 rated. And what I mean by that is, the card has limits. Of course it does. It's not a 99 card, it's not a Messi, it's not a Ronaldo, it's an 86 rated in form. And personally, I think that comes with its own limits. It's not scoring every goal in the world. So I think personally for me, that's what it could improve on, is the fact that he could get better. And I know it's a very tough one, because I'm not saying anything wrong about his gameplay, which is true. I don't think there is much wrong, but I think it could get better. Like, he could get faster, he could get more finishing, he could get better dribbling, it could stick to his foot, he could have 99 strength and he's just sumoing people off the ball. But that is what I like about this card, as it's got room for improvements. And I think that's going to be the next thing that I like to wait and see for this card. If he gets an 87 or an 88, and then going forward to the end of FIFA, if he gets a Team of the Year, or Team of the Season, sorry, will just come from Team of the Year. So that's my rating for him. That's my review, kind of the 2 points for the strength and the 1 weakness. And then we get into the overall rating of him. Personally, I know I've hyped this card up massively, and I'm not dropping him down purposely, but I'm giving him an 8.6. I think personally that's what this card deserves. I don't think it's a 9, because I've had strikers that are better, and it is based on the player, not the price of the player. So he could have been 500 mil and he would still be an 8.6, and that is just the base of the card. So I'm giving him an 8.6. I think that's very generous for this card. I think realistically probably an 8.5 would be better, but I'm sticking with the 8.6. I personally like this card, and I think it's a very good investment for players. The only thing actually that's really bad about this card is the fact that he is Austrian. The nation link it just means that you're having to go BPL. And realistically, unless say you've got one to watch Felipe Anderson, I'm not too sure who the right wing is, but you're not going to have too many links in there to link him up to other squads. So that is my review for him. I've given him an 8.6. Have you used him? I've used his normal card as well, and his other inform. So I think he is actually pretty solid. He's a fan favourite from me throughout FIFAs, and I'm glad that he's getting some informs again this year. So let me know in the comment section below, have you used him? What do you like about him? Do you reckon this review's spot on? What would you say is different? What would you say is wrong or right? And yeah, make sure you give a like, make sure you subscribe for more content coming very soon, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace!